US President Donald Trump has removed Attorney General Pam Bondi from her post, marking a major shakeup in the United States Justice Department amid growing political and legal tensions. Confirming the decision on April 2nd, Trump announced that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche will take over in an acting capacity. In a post on Truth Social, Trump described Blanche as a quote, talented and respected legal mind. Blanche, a former federal prosecutor, previously served as Trump's lead defense lawyer in the high-profile case involving hush money payments to a porn star. Bondi's removal follows mounting frustration within the administration over her leadership. According to reports, Trump was dissatisfied with what he viewed as a lack of aggression in targeting his political adversaries by Bondi. A key flashpoint was her handling of investigative files linked to late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Bondi faced repeated criticism, including from Trump allies and Republican lawmakers over allegations that her office mismanaged or withheld key details. During her tenure, Bondi was a staunch defender of Trump's agenda, but critics argue that she weakened the Justice Department's long-standing independence from the White House.
President Trump cares a lot about loyalty, but he also cares about perceived competence or the ability to get things done. So I think here he didn't like the kind of mess of the Epstein files. He was upset about that. And then also a lot of prosecutions of his enemies were getting nullified by judges, right? There's that old saying that you can indict a ham sandwich, but these ham sandwiches were not being indicted. So it was looking like his Department of Justice wasn't doing what he wanted it to do. There really historically was supposed to be some independence between the Department of Justice and the White House, and I think she politicized it to a degree that we hadn't seen before. So I think her legacy would be she tried to please the boss, but it was never enough, and in a highly politicized Department of Justice. And I guess you could also say that it shows that the legal system does have some guardrails, and that it prevented her from doing what she and her boss, President Trump, wanted to do in terms of prosecuting enemies, right? Jerome Powell, Letitia James, Jim Comey, right? Just to name a few.
The Epstein files controversy came to dominate her time in office, even reigniting scrutiny over Trump's past association with Epstein, something that Trump has said ended years ago. The Justice Department's initial release of documents failed to satisfy critics, as much of the material was already public. Even after a bipartisan law mandated the release of nearly all Epstein-related records, around 3 million pages, concerns persisted over redactions and the exposure of some victims' identities. Bondi defended her actions, saying the administration had been more transparent than previous governments and that officials worked under tight timelines. Her tenure also drew criticism over the removal of dozens of career prosecutors, with opponents accusing her of politicizing the department. Her ouster comes just weeks after Trump removed Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, signaling broader instability within the administration. With Bondi now out and Blanche stepping in, attention turns to whether this leadership change signals a more aggressive legal strategy in the months ahead.